Okay. I think I am fixed. Let's see. Somebody dared me to go live on I need to turn my notifications off on this computer. Somebody dared me to go live on Instagram and on YouTube and on TikTok all at the same time. So that's what I'm doing. Let me bring my Google Slides in. Hey guys. Can y'all hear me okay over here on TikTok? Okay. I know, Emily. So on Instagram, I'm live with StreamYard. And that's how I'm live with YouTube as well. So you can, for some reason, you cannot like stream to TikTok through or really I think there is a streaming service that you can use, because I see people doing like Fortnite on TikTok, but I don't know how to do that. But with YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, I didn't do my Facebook, but with YouTube and Instagram and all that, you can just stream it through StreamYard. So it's easy to do. And so like over here in my comments, like it'll show, yeah, ask your friend Emily. It'll show my comments from both places over here. So I'm just gonna like wait on some people. Oh my gosh, I would love to stream Fortnite. I'm not that good. Actually, I was really good until the update, and now I'm like terrible again. So what's everybody doing tonight? I have some updates to share. Move this microphone. And then we can just chat about whatever y'all want to chat about. Let me text my child and tell her I'm live. Unless, Bella, are you in here? Are you on somewhere? Let me text her really quick. Okay. Hey, Felicia. What you doing, girl? I don't know if I ever seen you on my live. Maybe once before. So let's see if I can put up a picture behind me here. At least what I'm told. Oh, no, that's not going to work. All right, let me figure out the other one. Nope, that's not it. I don't know why it does not save the green screen that I like to use, but it does not. Okay, there we go. We can do that. And I'll do my best. Well, I'm glad Sadie's not super sick anymore. That's awesome. Okay. Jennifer, are you talking about the green screen thing? It can be so annoying. Let's see. Let me try to. Oh, this is so much easier. Hey, trophy moms. Okay, I can't get that. I moved my phone tonight. Hold on, let me see if I can get the comments off the screen really quick so I can move this picture. Of course I can't. Dang it. Okay, that's no good because now it's behind the comments and I can't move it. Ah! Darn. Okay, let's see. I'm not doing very good tonight, y'all. Oh, that's awesome, Emily. I don't know why it doesn't. Normally you can do it as like a favorite, but for some reason I have just failed miserably on that. Hey guys, if you're on YouTube, Hold on a minute. Let's see if I can get this done. Nope, it's still not going to let me. All right, let's see. Let me try this again. Okay, there we go. I'm going to try to move this so y'all can see it better than if it's behind the comments. I don't think you can really see it. How about that? That's probably better. Okay. I will go ahead and get started. So we're just going to do some updates. I have covered some Sebastian. Sebastian has never been found. And we're coming up on, gosh, has it been? It's if it hasn't been a year, it's really close. So, all right, we do have some updates in the Adon Monzano and the Danette Colbert case. Thank you, Shan. Hey, Blue Shark. She had a bond hearing today, and the detective from Kenner, which is where the hotel was that he was staying. If y'all want to jump over to my YouTube stream, my YouTube is linked in my profile. It's much better over here. Thank you, Blue Shark. It's much better over on YT, guys. Much better. I'm trying to like kind of shift everybody over here. Just in case. But if you want to stay on TikTok, that's totally fine. I just have it's a little bit of difficulty trying to you can Screechy Poo. I have a long list of requests. And I try to go through them in order. Sometimes I do not go through them in order. It just depends on how new a story is. If it's something that's new and breaking, then obviously it'll get priority. But yeah, you can definitely message me a story. I check all my messages and I respond to 99%. Yay! I'm so glad, Sassy Pants. All right, so Adon, I'm sorry, my dog's gonna bark now. I do know more story, yes. All right, so Adon was found deceased in his hotel room on Wednesday. The People magazine article said February 3rd. Wednesday was February the 5th. I'm pretty sure. I looked at the calendar twice, and I'm pretty sure it says it was February 5th. Anyway, he was in New Orleans for the Super Bowl. He was a reporter for Kansas City Telemundo. So he was down there to report on the Super Bowl, and that Wednesday before the Super Bowl, he was found deceased in his hotel room. So they noticed that his wallet and his credit card and his cell phone were missing. And they, of course, hey Lonnie, happy Tuesday. They looked at the surveillance video from the hotel and they see this woman coming in with him. Then she leaves by herself. She comes back by herself and she leaves again by herself. And then he's found dead in his hotel room. So they go to her house and they find his cell phone and his credit card in her possession. And so at that point, she was charged with, y'all hang on, let me turn my do not disturb on. I'm tired of seeing these messages pop up. Okay. She was charged with fraud and financial crimes for that. So she has been in jail since she was arrested. I think she was arrested like the following day. And thank you, Emily. I thought it was the 5th, and I was beginning to think I was crazy because the article said Wednesday, February 3rd. But anyway, so crime and cookies. One was, I'll tell you, I don't think so. The Vegas charges were a different year. They weren't in 2024. The Vegas charges were in 2022. So anyway, they find his things in her possession and she was arrested. She was already on probation for David Butler's case. David Butler, I don't know if you guys saw his video that he recorded and then I shared it on my page. It was basically a story about what she did to him back in 2021. So in 2021, she essentially drugged David Butler and robbed him of a lot of money. And finally, she went to court on that charge in October of 2024, y'all. So just like less than 6 months ago. It was her 5th conviction, I believe. So at that point in time, she was really supposed to get jail time, but they gave her probation again for the 5th time. She got probation. And so basically, she just never stopped doing this. She is now being looked at for the death of a man from Maryland that happened in December of 2024. And then Adon Monzano, obviously that was February of 2025. And then I just spoke with a victim today, also from this month. I cannot tell his story yet. Actually, I don't even know his whole story yet. Anyway, I do know from some sources that law enforcement has been able to identify victims based off of things that they found at her home, probably credit cards, probably. And so I do know that law enforcement is contacting victims as well. Let me change that this way. So there was a bond hearing today, and the detective for Kenner PD testified that Adon had Xanax in his system. He did not have a prescription for that, but obviously that does not mean that he did not ingest that on his own free will. Basically, at this point, they don't know. It does not get right for their tourism, which is probably why they've done nothing about it. But obviously, you can't ignore a situation like this because the longer it's ignored, the worse it's going to become. And then it's going to be a huge issue like it is now. Kenner PD was not familiar with her. They'd never heard of her before. But of course, New Orleans was. She's well known in the area for doing exactly this and has faced absolutely no punishment whatsoever. She was on probation, and I mean, she was charged, she was convicted, she was on probation, and she's still out doing it. And now we have one man dead. We have another one who passed away, who she may end up being linked to his death. And that's just the ones we know about. You know, there's no telling how many have been down there and have died from accidental overdose that we've come to find out, or we might come to find out, could be linked to her. Now, let me make this clear. She has not been charged with anything in relation to his death at this point. I do not know any updates on the man from December. I am in communication with one of his family members that reached out to me, but because it is an active investigation, she has not really told me any details. But she's following the story very closely. GHB does not last very long. I did look it up, and I want to think it can be like completely gone from the system within like 8 or 12 hours. Very, very quick. Lonnie, they have not said that. That was the preliminary results. So I've not heard, like, it's not been quantified, basically. I would think it would need to be a decently large dose too, but depending on how much he had to drink that night, it could also be a small dose. You know, we just don't know. So at this point, I am at, and I'm gonna have to pull like my actual spreadsheet because I don't have everything. I have everything in my computer. I don't have everything on here, but I think I'm up to like 20 potential victims, y'all. Blue Shark, she's not. She's really not I mean, I guess she is. So there was actually a report. And I'll have to find it. But it was basically a report on judges in, I believe, Orleans Parish, where a lot of them would not they would basically sentence probation, order an ankle monitor, and then the person would never go get the ankle monitor put on, and nothing ever happened to them. But there's a whole report out there. I do have it. I'll have to find it and pull it up. But I don't know. I don't know until and this is never going to happen, but it's my belief that judges that let people like this off after they've repeatedly shown who they are and what they do, and then something like this happens, they should be held responsible for some of this. Just like CPS workers that don't remove children from the home that need to be removed, and the children end up, deceased from abuse. Now, I know some CPS workers have been charged with that kind of thing, but it needs to happen more often, and then people would take their jobs more seriously. So Lonnie, in this particular situation, it was the judge. The DA asked for time. I'm pretty sure in this situation it was the judge. In David Butler's case. I don't know. All these things are kind of like going crazy in my head right now because there's so much information. All right, so let me change the screen. All right, so shockingly, I was shocked to learn this information. She has a private criminal defense attorney. She is not represented by a public defender. And let me pull that up really quickly. Okay. All right, so this is her defense attorney. Obviously he's Greek. I didn't read everything about him, but he's won a lot of cases. There's lots of cases on the law firm website that he's won. And Sassy Pants, I don't think she has any violent charges. Yeah, the Gabriel stuff. You're right. That's exactly the one that came to mind when I was talking about that. Okay, let me go to, all right, so here's some of the cases that he's won. I mean, I know somebody has to be a criminal defense attorney, and I know my friend, Texas Dad Lawyer, is a criminal defense attorney, and I love him and respect him, but whew, that's a job I would not be able to do, y'all. Would not be able to do that job. Okay, don't look at that. That's my friend was asking me about a bump on her toe. Okay, all right, so last year, in February of last year, and this is just not really relevant, but it's just interesting information. So in February of last year, that attorney was actually disciplined. And let me pull that back up. Okay. So you can kind of see right there. I don't know if y'all can see that on, let me show you guys on YouTube over here. Right in here, it shows the conduct, the rules that were violated. And the 7.2A has something to do with advertising and unsolicited communication. I think they're supposed to get some sort of like approval code, and he didn't do that apparently, allegedly. 8.1B, so the next one, that has to do with, what did it say? Something about making a false statement and then not correcting it when you learned that it was a false statement that you made. And then the last one, the 8.1C, that has to do with not cooperating with the investigation. Interesting. And then you can see down, let's see, let me show you guys, like, where's my camera? Like right, can y'all see my pen right there? Probably not. Okay, so like right in this area, like right there. Okay. He was sentenced, or he was suspended. I shouldn't say sentenced. He was suspended from the practice of law for a period of 6 months, but then it says all but 90 days of the suspension shall be deferred. And then that was followed by a 1 year of a probationary period. So I think he's probably still on probation right now. So doesn't really matter, but just interesting information that we found. Kelly, he is the attorney for Danette Colbert. She is the one who has been charged with the financial crimes related to Adon Monzano. And that's Danette Colbert's private criminal defense attorney, which is kind of crazy because I feel like, look, I have a lot of information I haven't shared with you guys because this does get pretty deep and it gets a little bit scary, honestly, with some of the players that are involved or potentially involved. So there's a lot that I have not shared, but it's not hitting the X to remove it for you. Oh. um, it's yes, the Super Bowl news reporter. Yes. Uh-huh. So it's really sad. And I'm going to say this is my opinion, guys, but it's like, it's probably money that's been stolen that's paying for this criminal defense attorney. That's my opinion. Okay. That's my opinion. That's pure speculation on my part. But seeing some things that I've seen posted on social media under private accounts that I've gotten access to, lots of cash, cards, very high-end watches, Rolexes, lots of theft of lots of very expensive things. The crypto, yes, all the things. All the things. Some of the stories that have been shared with me on this, let me go back to their picture. Really make me question whether or not she has help inside some of these bars. And I don't say that lightly. I don't want to come on here just like accusing, and I'm not going to mention any of the bars because I don't want to end up with a lawsuit. I know some of them, but um some of the situations like where the men are at the bar, they're having one beer, one shot, and they're 2 sips into their 3rd drink, which is their 2nd beer. Okay. So 1 beer and 1 shot. And they're just a couple of sips into that 2nd beer and they're disoriented, woozy. They leave out to go get an Uber, and who pulls up? Allegedly her. Allegedly Danette Colbert pulls up. And how does she know? How does she know? Yes, 2 women in the car. Yes, both stories that I've heard from men who encountered or allegedly encountered her in those situations, it's been 2 women in the car. And that's probably in case one of the men happens to get, starts to fight back, honestly, probably her own protection. His wife did pass away. Yes, his wife passed away, I think, in April of last year. Yep. So that's just my own opinion. It's just it's really sad and just, I mean, she wasn't working other than allegedly drugging and robbing people. So who's paying for this private criminal defense attorney? Lisa, so his preliminary toxicology came back and he had Xanax in his system. I am assuming that he probably also had alcohol. It did not say that. It said Xanax, but no levels have been discussed. So that hasn't been quantified, but we do know that he was positive for Xanax. He did not have a prescription for Xanax. That's not to say that he did not ingest that on his own. We don't know. We may never know. And I've also not seen an official cause of death. So we'll keep following this. Her bond was denied. I don't think I said that. Of course, her attorney wanted her to get bond. He said she could be monitored with an ankle monitor, but I think she was supposed to have an ankle monitor in David Butler's case and clearly did not. Clearly did not, because it was like 3.5 years before she went to trial for that. And there were many victims, many victims. In fact, those in Las Vegas happened between when David Butler was victimized until she went to trial in David Butler's case in October of 2024, just a few months ago. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Crazy Eights. Absolutely. She has many victims, and many victims we probably know nothing about. I have victims come forward every day. I had one reach out, actually was in my live last night and messaged me today. So pretty much every single day I have at least one victim come forward. It's so frustrating, Liam. It's like, I mean, I don't understand. I think I'm like at 20 victims at this point, and not one single person was trying to solicit her for anything. Yeah, that's right, Kelly. And if you've never been drugged before, you don't really realize like how quickly things go south. Like 1 second, you totally he was not soliciting. Look, do y'all really think that do y'all, do y'all really think that this man right here, Adon Monzano, young, good looking, successful, do y'all really think he would be soliciting from her? I mean, come on. He could have anybody he wanted. He was not soliciting from her. I mean, he could have jungle fever. It has nothing to do with race at all. It has to do with, look at her. If if she was a white woman, I'd be saying the same thing. I'd be saying exactly the same thing. I don't care what color she is, y'all. If you've been following me long enough, you know that. This man could have any woman he wanted. Any woman he wanted. He was not soliciting from Danette Colbert. Lord have mercy. But some of y'all just believe what y'all want to believe. That's fine. That's fine. They do target out of towners, and no, Wesley, I don't think that she looked at that particular night, but well, Wesley, actually, it's YOU apostrophe RE, slow. That means you are slow, not your, my slow what? Your YOUR slow, my slow what? Wesley. No, Wesley, you're the one that's slow, baby. Anyway, moving right along. I think Wesley needs to go visit New Orleans and do some solicitation. Wesley sounds like a kind of desperate. Lonnie, I don't take any bullshit over here. Well, good for you, Wesley. Congratulations. Some men don't have to solicit to get it. Just saying. Hey, Blair. All righty. So let's see. Who else is in the chat? Kelly, you're right. It doesn't hit the main news. And it's like I said to David Butler the first time I talked with him, if this had not happened to this man right here, we would not be having this conversation. She would still be out doing what she does. It happened. And when I say this, I don't mean this negatively. I hate that it happened to anybody, especially him. His child now has no parents left at all, toddler with no parents. But if it had not happened to him, we would not be here having this conversation, and she would still be out there doing what she does. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Leslie. I'm sorry, my dog's going crazy, so she'll shut up in a little bit. So talking about who they're targeting. Hey, Britt. Hey, Edgy Cajun. I am on YouTube, Blair. Yes. It's just people are like not moving over. I only have 8 viewers over on YouTube, and so I'm looking mostly at TikTok, but YouTube is just better. Okay, yes, I'm getting to Miss Belva, but I wanted to address who she targets. A good true crime documentary. Have you watched the Gabby Petito? Hey, Tiffany. Bella, you need to be over on YouTube. Yeah, y'all come over to YouTube. My YouTube is linked in my profile. Y'all need to come over here. I'm trying to get people over here. Hey, Kelsey. Hey, Dr. Day. Uh, quick updates on this case right here. Danette had a bond hearing today, and the detective from Kenner testified that Adon's preliminary toxicology showed that it is my link to my YouTube is on my profile, my TikTok profile. Preliminary toxicology showed that he had Xanax in his system. I'm assuming that he also had alcohol. It did not mention that, nor did it quantify or give us a level for the Xanax. He did not have a prescription for Xanax, but that's not to say that she gave it to him. Basically, right now we don't know. I need to figure out how to make admins over here. Sassy pants. I don't know how to do it. I will figure it out, but I don't know how to do it right now. All right, guys. Yay, y'all are coming over to YouTube. That's awesome. What I'm trying to figure out with her, because a lot of these men that she targets have had like a large amount of cryptocurrency, and that's like not the average person that has a large amount of crypto. Hey, Louisiana State role play, Eric. I know YouTube is so much better. I'm just telling y'all. Hang on, Cajun. OG Cajun. I'm gonna get to you in a minute. So I'm trying to figure out how she is identifying who she's going to target. And one way I do believe that she's looking at the watches that they have on, because several of them have had very expensive watches that have ended up being stolen. I have photos of a lot of those things that have been stolen that are being posted on social media on a private account. I have the photos, the screenshots of all of it, which is insane. But yes, the two combined, the Xanax and the alcohol, absolutely, absolutely. I think so too, Crime and Cookies. I think definitely the watch. Um, she could definitely ask some personal questions. I thought about that, Dr. Day, as well. I did. So her bond was denied today. I do know that investigators have identified other victims based off of, I'm assuming, things that they found when they searched her home and her property. And I do know that they are reaching out to other victims. So I think they're taking this very seriously. Okay. Mimi Jam, this is Adon Monzano. He was a reporter for a news station out of Kansas City. He was in New Orleans for the Super Bowl. He was found deceased in his hotel room, and this woman was seen going into his hotel room with him and then leaving alone. And then she was found in possession of his cell phone and his credit card. All right. The lady, where is Michael Bradley? Yes, I have. I think that's the one. And she came on my live like a few months ago, and I told her to reach out to me. I just needed information, to share the story, and I never heard anything from her. So, ah, Miss Unique, do you live in New Zealand? Lonnie, I'm sure they probably found a bunch of stuff in her home. Like I said, there are victims who are being contacted by investigators, based off of things that they found in the search. Sassy Pants, I do think that they said that they were looking back at other deaths, but that's going to be a lot of deaths, because as I previously shared, New Orleans is number 2 in Miss Unique, are you from New Zealand? Hold up. I gotta come visit you. Tiffany says she sent me a message on how to make mods on YouTube. Let's see. YouTube is better, and y'all, I will start focusing more on it, but I have 147 people on my TikTok watching. So it's gonna take people time to learn to like come over to YouTube. Part-time wife. Thank you for the follow. Miss Unique, I'm so jealous. All right, Tiffany, let's see what we got. Open the YouTube Studio app. Okay, I'll have to do it. I'll have to do it for the next time. Hey, Myra. Oh my gosh. So you're from New Zealand, Miss Unique. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm like travel obsessed, and I'm actually hosting a trip to Portugal that will be in October. I need like 10 to 12 more people to sign up for it. It's a group trip. I went on one in October with a different content creator, and we had the best time ever. And so I decided I was going to start hosting mine. I'm actually going to try to work in a little day trip for us to visit where Madeline McCann went missing from. So thank you, Tiffany. So I will put the link to the trip up in my link tree after this live is over with. So if anybody's interested, I would love for you to go. I think it would be a fun time. We eat good food, have some fun, have some free time. Hopefully get to visit where Madeline McCann went missing from. And yeah, so you can use like a firm, I think, to pay for it if you want to, spread your payments out over a longer period of time. So it's a lot of fun. We had a really great time in Greece in October. All right. So I'll post it in my link tree as soon as this is over with. I already have a few people signed up, but I need like, I don't know, 10, 12 more. Just a small group trip. It's fun. Unique Coco, no cause of death yet that I've seen on Adon. Yeah, Miss Unique, I was a little hesitant about it because I'm like super introverted, but I had such a great time and made friends with literally everybody. I think it was like 20 of us on the trip and still keep in contact. Like one girl's actually I'm really good friends with now, and she's going to start helping me with some things with my slots and stuff for YouTube. So, oh goodness, that little dog, she just does love to bark. Okay, let me switch gears, guys. I'm going to switch over. Let me get my YouTube switched. All right, we're going to switch to Miss Belva. Let me get her photo up here. I love that little dog, but Lord have mercy. Okay. So, Miss Belva Day, just a really quick background for those of you who do not know. Miss Belva is 95 years old. She is from Mountain Home, Arkansas. And back on February the 6th, she, that would be fun, Miss Unique. That would be a lot of fun. Hey, Christy. She went missing back on February the 6th. She went to pay her electric bill. She paid her electric bill, actually. Is this I don't know. That's not the photo from that. We do have photos of her going through the electric company there, paying her electric bill, and then, no, you're fine. You're fine. It's fine. I could talk about travel like 24/7. She has not been seen since February the 6th. Her car has been tracked on cameras at different points through Arkansas. The last one that they were able to see was near Batesville, kind of like in between Batesville and Pleasant Plains, which if you're not from Arkansas, you probably have no clue where that is. But Chaos Divers has actually been in Arkansas. They got there yesterday, I think, and they dove an area. Let's see. Let me see if I can pull their message up over here on TikTok. Okay. Okay, so this is the text from Chaos Divers from today. Yesterday they searched an area, I think near a place called Kennedy Park, I believe is what it's called. And they found a car, but it wasn't her car. And then today they searched this area near Oil Trough, which is southeast of Batesville, Arkansas. And then tomorrow they're going to focus, as you can see, on bodies of water in between Southside and Pleasant Plains along Route 167, which is actually kind of the last time that her car was tracked on camera. And so they said they counted 19 bodies of water in that area, which is a lot. There is no indication at this point. No, she's not been found, Nova. There's no indication that she's in water, but the fact that she's missing and her car is also missing, a lot of times in those situations, it's because they've gone off into water. There are no updates from Bald Knob. I know that some people had been down there to try to look at cameras, and people in that area were just not super helpful. They did have some that were really nice and helpful, but a lot of them were just like, yeah, sure, we'll check tomorrow. They didn't want to take 20 or 30 minutes to check right then. So it's just really sad and frustrating. I don't even know what I think anymore. I don't even know what I think about it anymore. It's very sad. I really do think that we need to try to get like federal legislation passed where silver alerts go out to cell phones just like Amber alerts do. Because if y'all think about this, if when her family realized she was missing and the silver alert was issued, if that had been sent out to phones, if that had been texted out to phones at that point in time, she could have been found that night, the night that she went missing. And this is just a perfect example of what I said the other night with how the elderly are treated. They're treated like they already have one foot in the grave. And like, I mean, I see it in the medical field. It's so frustrating. Just because they're old doesn't mean they're less of a human. So I don't know how to go about all of this. Switch over to YouTube. It's better over there. My YouTube is linked in my profile. I don't lag on YouTube like I do on TikTok. Have I lagged over here tonight, guys? On YouTube? Okay, they're saying I'm not lagging on YouTube. They're all saying no. So it's something about TikTok. I don't know. It's the same internet. My YouTube is linked in my profile here. Michelle, it could definitely be. Yeah, so they're all saying over here on YouTube, they're all saying that when they were on TikTok, it was lagging, but it's not lagging over here, nor did I lag over here last night either. Do I think foul play could be involved? I think there's a slim possibility that it could be. Yes, AJ, you can definitely do that, but I promise it's better over here on YouTube. TikTok lags and cuts out. Yeah, we really need like federal legislation on the silver alert though. So it's like we don't have to go state by state. It's just a federal law that when a silver alert's issued. Slim. It's just my opinion. User go 082, probably not. I don't believe that anybody would be housing her at this point that had not gone to law enforcement, and she is an NCIC, so she's like officially listed in that system as a missing person. She's also an ACIC, so if someone found her, yeah, I would hope that they would have gone to, I mean, if they were good people, they would have gone to law enforcement, and then they would have looked it up and been like, "Oh, this is who she is." Um, yes, she did go south, user 304. Well, we basically know, yes, that she did go south. So, Chaos Divers, they're gonna search again tomorrow, which is good because initially they were just searching yesterday and today, but they're staying tomorrow to search tomorrow, and then, probably they're gonna be leaving after that, and then they'll be, if she still hasn't been found by April, then I think they'll be coming back. All the hospitals in basically Arkansas, I think, have been checked. Um, but they've really just they've done everything. They've done drones, helicopters. They've checked the cameras for her car. They've called hospitals. Her granddaughter even set up her like Medicare card where if there's like a claim on the Medicare, it will come to the account and alert the granddaughter. Um, So there wasn't really a direction that she was going. She had been to pay her electric bill, and then her granddaughter Heather, she said they thought maybe she was going to go to Walmart, but then when she didn't turn where you turn to go to Walmart, they were like, "We're not really sure." There was one article that mentioned a dispensary, that possibly she was going to a dispensary, but the family does not believe that that was the case. I don't know if you guys read that article. That article was the first I'd heard of a dispensary, so I had to kind of clarify some of that with her granddaughter. Um, so I think I don't want to just tell all their business, but there was no need for her to go to a dispensary, so it's not believed that she was going to a dispensary. So a lot of times like this, when cars are missing and people are missing, a lot of times they're in water. No spending on her bank account. They didn't have an AirTag user because she didn't really go anywhere. She like went to pay her bills and that was it, like I don't know what the population is of what the population of Mountain Home is, but I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna have to get a chair that's higher up because I end up having to sit on my feet and then my feet go to sleep. Um, I suppose it's possible 12,500. So small. Okay. I suppose it's possible she could have picked up a hitchhiker, but I really doubt it. Live, there is that one potential on the Family Dollar in Pleasant Plains, but the picture is incredibly grainy. You can't really tell anything about it. The timing seems right, but we can't confirm that. So anyway. So this next image right here is a map. You guys can see Mountain Home up here. This is where she went missing from. And then there's Batesville. And then this area right here is that oil trough area where they searched today. And then tomorrow, I think, is this 167? Let me look really quick. Yeah. So then tomorrow, they're basically going to search. Look at this area right here. Oh, what did they say? What did they say? South side to Pleasant Plain. So that's just going to basically be like that, like where the 167 is north to like right here. So like just this half of it. Hey, if you guys are just joining over here on TikTok, if you will click the YouTube link in my profile, Cassie, it's Belva Day. Ashley, she absolutely could have suffered a medical emergency while she was driving. Leslie, do you think so? Let's look that up. I thought it meant the same thing in every state. Thanks for the follow, Jamie. Arkansas, flashy cheeks. I know, it's so sad. I think a lot about her. I know in my update last night, I was just like, I sounded so defeated. I think a silver alert's the same everywhere, but I could totally be wrong. Okay, so actually a silver alert is a public notification system that helps locate missing people who are either elderly, cognitively impaired, or developmentally delayed, which all of those people need that push to a text message to a phone. User Go and Amber Alerts for children. Yeah, it was her first time to go missing. Yeah. If you guys would jump over to the YT, it's so much better, I promise. Procedures are different in alerts. Maddie, I don't know what time Chaos Divers live was tonight. I'm not sure. That text didn't say. It just said what you see there, that they were going to do a live stream, but I'm not sure what time it was supposed to be. Thank you, Lucky Bitchiny Ann. No real news, Jesse. If you guys are just joining here, go to my profile. Thank you for the follow, Ted. Click the link to my YT and come join me on YT. It's so much better. I've got 34 people over here in my YT. I need 134 people. I need all of you guys over here to come over here. I know. I do too. Late Life Sonia. Tomorrow they are searching. All right, let's see. If y'all will come to my YT, I can actually use my mouse to show y'all things. It's really hard for me to show here because I can't like do that. But they're gonna search Southside, which is Lisa. If you'll click out of this live and just go to my profile, my YouTube is linked there. So just click on my YouTube link. Crystal says, no lagging here. So much better. It really is so much better because I can do so much more over here on YouTube. You know, it's taken forever to get the word around though, which is really sad. It'll be 3 weeks. 3 weeks on Thursday that she's been missing. Thanks, Consuelo. All right, good. I'm so glad y'all are coming over. It's so much better. It really is. User Go would take forever and ever and ever. You'd probably never be able to search all the water that she could potentially be in without knowing her last location. Yeah. I don't know if you saw the Romer, Charles and Catherine Romer, their case back in the fall. They've been missing for 44 years, I think. And they were last seen like around the hotel where they were staying, and they've been missing for 44 years, both husband and wife, car, everything missing. And their car was actually found in the pond by the like literally behind the hotel. And it took 44 years to do that. So without knowing the last known location, and even sometimes when you do know the last known location, it just whatever. All right, Georgia, thank you. So y'all come join me. I've got 49 of y'all over here now. We're slowly getting everyone over here. So tomorrow they're searching. I'll show you guys over here on YT. I know I've already shown y'all, but they're searching south side to Pleasant Plains, which is going to be like, you know what? Hang on. I'll just share my screen really quick. Let me pull it up. Okay, so let's see. South side. All right. I think that's going to be like, let me look at Batesville. Batesville, Arkansas. All right. Where is south side exactly? To, let's see, where am I starting? To Pleasant Plains. I can't see my screen. So like kind of that area right there, which is kind of like what I said, like about from south of Batesville, like to halfway between Batesville and Bald Knob. So that area right there. Tara or Tara, they really don't. I really am not sure why they searched there. The last, what we think was the last sighting was around the Independence County off-road place, somewhere in there. Hey, Melissa, come join us on YouTube, girl. You're, I thought you were talking to me, Emily. Anyway, okay, so she hasn't been found. Chaos divers, they're staying again tomorrow. They're going to search this area from south side, which is south of Batesville, Arkansas, to Pleasant Plains, Arkansas. They're planning. I think they. What did they say? They counted 19 bodies of water. Yeah, 19 bodies of water. Okay, next. What's next? Okay, Clint Bonnell. Don't think I have. Hold on, let me see if I can get into my Facebook on this computer. I'm so bad about not saving my password except for on my phone. All right, let me check my messages here. Clint Bonnell. Let me find a picture of you guys on TikTok so I can show you who I'm talking about. Okay, this is Clint Bonnell. If y'all are just joining on TikTok, come join us over here on YouTube. My YouTube is linked in my profile. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Adon. Well, we're talking about a lot of different cases, but we're about to start talking about Clint Bonnell. It would be much better if you guys could join me over on YouTube. Yes, Ryan, there are some emotional responses. So I'm just going to stick to like the very basics because I'm hearing a lot of things from both sides. Um, you're welcome, Crystal. Brooke from Oil Trough. I don't think I know about that one. Hang on, let me find my notebook. That pen I know does not work because it didn't work for me last night. Hey guys on TikTok, join me on YouTube, please. Like, I'm gonna get to a point where I'm only like responding to people on YouTube. Yes, I'm getting to that, Emily. I'm getting to that. All right. So, just quick backstory. This is Clint Bonnell. Clint is a retired Green Beret. I believe he retired in December of 2024. So, just a couple months ago. And he had just started a physician assistant program at Methodist University in Fayetteville, North Carolina, which is where he lives. And on the day that he went missing, let's see, what day did he go missing? Was it January 27th? Yeah, January 27th. Yay, Blair. Thank you. So on the day that he went missing, it's reported that he went to his gym that's called Fit for Life, worked out, and then at some point that evening he went back to school or went to the school to study for like an upcoming test. Thank you. Bella, it's at true_crime_mama. It's linked to my profile. But it's not all true crime mama altogether. It's not that. You may want to retype it. Yes, he went to study from 5 to 7. He was actually the president of his PA cohort there at Methodist University. So he's very involved. He had been a medic when he was in the Army, Green Beret, just a very successful individual. And so it's reported that he got home that evening around 8 p.m. I'm getting to that, Jennifer. And then around 9:41, it's reported that he texted a friend saying that he was going to sleep. And then he doesn't show up for school the next day, which was very strange. Strange enough that the school are actually the ones who called law enforcement to do a welfare check on Clint. Hey, Sarah. I'm glad you're here. All right. If you were on, yes, Bella, pin that because I'm about to just start focusing on this. Law enforcement, they go out to the home that Clint shares with his wife and do the welfare check. He is not there. His car is in the driveway. His keys are inside the house, but he is missing. And hey, Amy, and his cell phone is missing. And that was a month ago. So there's a lot. If you want to read more about it, there's a Facebook group. I think it's called Find Clint Bonnell. Do y'all know? Thank you, Blair. Is it called Find Clint Bonnell? Hey, Lindsay, we're over on YouTube, so you can click the link in my profile and come over here. Yeah, I figured so. I'm about to get to that. Okay, so I got a message from a follower. I don't know, around 5:15, 5:20, that a body had been found. So I'm going to blow this up so I can read it. I'm not going to be able to see the comments for just a little bit. Actually, yes, I can. Hang on, guys. Let me do something different. Let me try to move. I think I can move my comments over here. Wait a minute. I'm trying to figure out how to do that, y'all. I know I can move my comments, but I don't know how to do it. Okay, well, I'll have to figure that out later. Sonia reportedly, allegedly, yes. Okay, so a body was found in Cumberland County at a pond in Cumberland County. This afternoon, the Cumberland County Sheriff's Office responded to the 4,000 block of Gainey Road near McFadden Road around 2:30 this afternoon. Authorities have not yet released the identity of the individual, and the circumstances surrounding the death remain unclear. It's an ongoing investigation. Okay, now what I want to show you guys next is, oh wait, does it not? Oh man. All right, hang on one second. Let me give me just a second. I'm going to pull up the route from his house to. Did that work? All right, hang on, guys. Let me do this. Thank you for the gifts. Butler Nursery Road to 4,000 Gainey Road. Okay, guys, let me come back to my stream. And I think this is going to be it. Yes, okay. All right, so you see that is from Clint's house to where a roundabout where the body was found. Yeah, Blair, yes, it's very near, very near. It's about 3 miles between the two. Yeah. So there is no confirmation. I've spoken with individuals on both sides of this story since this news broke, and they don't have any confirmation, if this is his body or not. Yes, find Clint Bonnell. Yes, thank you, Blair. So if you guys will come follow me over on YouTube, you can see the maps and stuff that I'm able to show. I'm able to share my screen. He did not go running, Sassy Pants. He came home for the night, texted a friend saying he was going to bed. There's no indication that he went running. Rob, I don't think so. I think his cell phone was turned off. And they have, as of right now, they've not gotten anything from his phone. I think they were still waiting on like their subpoenas from Apple for like his iCloud stuff. I don't think they've gotten those yet, but as far as like the cell phone tower stuff, the calls, all that kind of stuff, like just the basic cell phone stuff, they have had that. And there's not, to my understanding, there's not anything of any value there. They should be able to tell at what time the phone powered off, and I'm sure that they do know that. I do not know that information. Cell phone was not home. Cell phone is missing. He is missing, and his cell phone is missing. Keys were left at home. So hopefully we'll have some information. I've asked other individuals, his vehicle's in his driveway. Yes. Yep. He got home around 8 o'clock. After he studied from like 5 to 7. He drove home, got home around 8, texted a friend around 9:40, 9:41 saying he was going to bed and didn't show up for class the next day. Allegedly, yes, Emily. I don't want to get too deep into that. I've already had threats on this case. I just want to make it very clear. I'm not accusing anyone of anything. No one's been charged. No one's been named a person of interest or a suspect. But allegedly, the cameras were gone. There are multiple stories about the cameras. A friend of the wife shared with me that it's allegedly the wife's story that he took the cameras down because he was replacing them with new ones. But not everyone agrees with that story. But no one's been charged. No one's been named a person of interest or a suspect. So just make that very clear. Angie, I don't really know. I really don't know what she says. I'll let y'all share in the chat. I am aware of a lot of all these things that are being said. At this point right now, I don't want to repeat them. But no one's been charged. So y'all are free to discuss what's being said in the chat, but I'm not going to do that at this point. No, you're good, Jennifer. I know it's a lot of information. It is a lot of information. And I'd have to try to keep all these cases straight. So, all right, we're going to go back here. So as soon as I have information on, whether this body belongs to him or it doesn't belong to him, I will definitely let you guys know. But right now we don't know. And last I heard from a friend of his sister and a friend of his wife, they've not been told anything at this point. All right, let's shift back to Asha degree because there was some discussion in my comments. Let me find a picture of Asha so I can get that on the screen so people know what I'm talking about. Okay, and I want you, I'm sharing just my thoughts. Thank you, Jennifer. So it could be set up and crime done. Oh, Savannah, I will say this. His Green Beret brothers, I don't know, whatever they're called. They all say there's zero way he walked away and left on his own accord. I have not spoken with his wife. I've only spoken with a friend of hers who reached out to me. She has not said that to me either, that they think that. She's not really said exactly what they think. But everyone who knows him says no way. And again, I will say, thank you, Amy. It was odd enough that the school called for a welfare check. Hey, Elena. I've already shared what updates there are, which really are not any. After this live is over with, I will be posting the full live on my YouTube channel. So go subscribe to my YouTube. It's in my profile here, and it's better. They say I sound better. They say I look better over here, and I can share my screen so you see exactly what I'm sharing, what I'm talking about. Thank you, Aaron. Angie, I don't know about who was sleeping where. I really don't. And it's not reported that he went for a run. That hasn't been reported by anybody. Last text that he sent, he said he was going to bed. So I believe he was going to bed. Now, people do odd things all the time, and I will say this. There are so many times that I do something out of my normal routine. I do something out of the ordinary for myself, and I will often think, because I have a true crime mind, but I will often think, like, if I go missing, like, my family is gonna swear that I wasn't doing what I'm doing. Like, "Oh, she would never leave work and go take this route home," or whatever, she never did that. And while I might not normally, like, every once in a while, I'll do something completely out of the ordinary for myself. Um, like, for example, leaving home without your cell phone. Um, y I see this all the time where people are like, "Oh my gosh, I would never," like, "You would never leave home without your cell phone." Well, there are times that I do, and I forget, like, I just forget, or I think I have it in my purse, and then I don't realize I don't have it until I'm 20 miles down the road, and then I just don't have it. So, I'm saying all that to say that it is probably not impossible that maybe he tried to go to bed and he couldn't sleep, and he did decide to get up and go for a run. That is a possibility. And if the cameras were down, then we wouldn't know because he wouldn't be on camera. It sounds to me like they lived on some land. So I don't know how close their neighbors are. I have not. Let's actually look that up, y'all. If I'm boring y'all, please just tell me and I'll be glad to get off and shut up. If y'all want to see what we're looking at, y'all come join my YouTube live. It's linked in my profile here on TikTok. They can see exactly what I'm looking at over here and showing them on the computer screen. I can't share it all here on TikTok. So come on over. Come on over. All right, let's see. New. Let's see. Okay, we're going to search. All right, here we go. Let me come back here. I'm going to share. Let me move this screen over to my other screen. Okay. Magnify. Okay, guys. Now I'm going to add this up there. Hold up. Why is it not? That's weird. What's going on here? Okay, we're going to look this address up. Oh, but what was it? Let me find it again. I don't remember what address it was. 3265. Butler Nursery Road. Nana, I believe that she was there at home. But if y'all will come over to my YouTube live. Hey, love your life, Morgan. Right now we're talking about Clint Bonnell. He has been missing from Fayetteville, North Carolina since January the 27th. Oh, awesome, Cameron. But if y'all will come join my YouTube live, which is my YouTube is linked in my profile here on TikTok, then y'all can see exactly what we're looking at. I can't show it on TikTok because I can't like share my screen. But y'all see, I'm going to make this bigger so I can actually see it better myself. This is the home. And let me just say, like, I wasn't going to share the address, but, I mean, you can find it. This public record. You can find these things anywhere. That they have no neighbors. So as far as like checking cameras, like I bet that's a beautiful piece of property. Look at that little creek that runs back behind there. So there's really no neighbors, even if the neighbors have cameras, there aren't any near neighbors. There's a little bit of a zoomed out view. So their little house is just kind of back in there all by itself. Hey, Leanne, thank you for the gifts. Yeah, so that's not good. I mean, they could, I guess they could check, but I don't even know. I guess they could check the cameras at these churches because there's a church on each of these roads that split off here and here. And see maybe if he went for a run. But like even this property right here is a bit off the road and there's some trees at the front, so I don't know that that would even catch anything. Yeah. So I knew it sounded like they lived on some land, but that just proves right there's not really any way to check neighbors' cameras because they really don't have any neighbors. Could you add the location? Yes, Leslie. Let's see. Let's see. Let me do something. Hang on just a second. Let me remove this and let me go add it to a Google slide. I'm thinking my mind's working. Let's see. Hang on. All. Okay. Let me write that down so I don't forget because I will forget. Okay. All right. We're going to do. Okay. All right. Amy, whoever asked for this. All right, so point B on this map here, that is their house. And then point A is around about the area. It said 4,000 block of Gainey Road. So somewhere in there it said it's found in a pond back there. So there's quite a few ponds back there. So somewhere in this area right here. So just like 3 miles from the house. Now, we don't know that it was his body. It may not have been his body. Hold on, I'm getting a text message. I don't know if it's about him or not. Let me see, because it said somebody's been found. Oh, yeah. No, I knew that. Okay. Unrelated. Sorry, guys. I don't know. Let's look. Let's go back to Google Earth and let's look at that area. The 4,000 block of Gainey Road. Let's see what that looks like over there. All right. So we have, I guess, all of this right here. I wish my mouse, you could see my cursor better, but all of this right here are the ponds. It looks like there's only really a couple, maybe a couple ways in, maybe just one way in and one way out. And there are some houses. So let's see what this looks like. Because basically what I'm seeing is it looks like the only way in really is to follow this around right here. Let me zoom back out and see. I don't know. I don't think this is going to be a road right here. It may be, but I don't think that it is. I think they could also come in this way on this road, but again, that is going to tee into Gainey Road, which is this right here that loops around. That's where it looks like the pond access is. Possibly like even this little part right here. Can y'all see that cursor? That doesn't really look like it has access to the ponds, like direct access. I mean, I guess if you had like a four-wheeler or something, maybe, but I don't know. Unless he was running and something happened and he ended up in a pond. But again, we don't know. Good night, Sassy Pants. We don't know that it's him. It may not be him. But it's gonna be one of these ponds right here where that body was found this afternoon. And where is she from? Oh, I'm sorry, y'all hadn't changed the picture up here. Let me go back and change my picture up here. How did that happen? Didn't I change it to Clint's picture and somehow ended up back on Asha? I'm sorry, TikTok. My bad. Okay, this is who we're talking about, guys. I'm so sorry. If you're just joining, if you want to come join my live stream over on YT, I'm able to like actually show pictures better. I can show like my computer screen. I can share my screen with you guys over here on YT. Kelsey, I feel like this is one of those cases we will never get the full story. Probably. Assuming there's foul play involved. Probably. In a pond off Gainey Road, less than a half a mile from the Cape Fear River. Which is probably going to be all of these, honestly. Because there's the Cape Fear River, and I think all of these little ponds right here are going to fall within a half a mile. Yeah, I would say. So, don't know which one. But it looks like there's only really one way in and one way out. And there's some houses. Just curious if anybody had cameras, but these houses also look like they're a decent distance off the road, honestly. Yeah. Let's see if we can do a street view. It's a really pretty area for sure. That house is really not that far off the road, but then you have all these trees right here in front. So even if they had cameras, you probably wouldn't be able to see too much. There's a house back here. Same issue, trees. And then we've got these right in here. That one might have cameras. You might be able to see something on those cameras. But again, it's been a month, so a lot of cameras I know are, after 30 days, they start looping over the recording. So hopefully law enforcement will be on that quickly. But I'm really thinking, and I've got my map all spun around now. Let's see. Where are the ponds? Oh, gosh. Okay, there they are. It really looks like this is the only way back there, down that road, down Gainey Road. That's where the street view ends. Wow. Yeah, look at that, y'all. That is isolated. Could be some game cameras. That's a good point. Can you call in, Dexter? What do you have information on something? On a case? Emily, there's a whole Facebook group about weird things on Google Earth. Celtic Kennels, he's missing. He's been missing since January the 27th. If y'all will join me over here on YT, it's better. Just saying. I have like, sorry, muted my microphone. I have like Google Earth pulled up over here and you can see everything. So yeah, I bet so too. I didn't think about game cameras, but that's a really good point. Dexter, are you still here? Dexter. What a creepy name to have when we're discussing a potential crime. But anyway, yeah, that's like super isolated. There's hardly any houses down there. A lot of them are kind of off the road. So I think it's safe to say that if his body is, and this is my opinion, let me make this very clear. If that happens to be his body, I don't think he was running back here. Okay, that's my opinion. Maybe he would run to here. I don't think he would be running past the gate. Hey, Em. All right. Well, I guess Dexter disappeared. Dexter, I was going to let you join. I'm not sure how I was going to let you, but there's a way you can, and I was going to let you, but I don't know where you are, Dexter. Okay. Next up, let me pull my slides back in. Savannah, my feeling is that if that happens to be, thank you, Carrie. If that happens to be his body, I think someone put him there. Who? I don't know. And it may not be his body. Oh, I know why I had Asha up, because I was talking about Asha. Or I was trying to shift to Asha, and then somehow we got back on Clint. I don't know how that happened, y'all. Okay. We're going to go back to talk about Asha, because this was a big topic of discussion in the comments on one of my videos that I posted last night. I'm going to try to wrap this up by 9:30, y'all. I can't stay on here till 10:30 again tonight. Okay. Now, there is a rumor that's going around that, and if y'all have actually seen this as fact somewhere, then please tell me. I have not seen it as fact anywhere. But there's a rumor going around that it was the little sister, Anna Lee Deadman, who is the one that did the 23andMe, which led to them linking the DNA that was on the shirt to Anna Lee, to the Deadman family. I have not seen anywhere confirm that it was Anna Lee that did a 23andMe. I've not seen anywhere that confirmed that it was a 23andMe or a DNA test, period. That is how they got the DNA. So it may not have even been that. I've not seen that confirmed. I am going to tell you guys why I do not think, if it was a DNA kit used, I do not think it was Anna Lee that did it. And here's why. I was reading this today, and I'm going to pull this up. And I'm going to make this big so my old eyes can see it. All right, let's see. All right, hang on. Let me pull it up on my iPad because I can't read that. And then I'll make sure that y'all have the right slide up. Okay. So right in here, I'm just going to give a little bit of a background, and then we'll talk about the specific part that makes me think it was not Anna Lee who did this DNA test. So this says that various items were sent for analysis, or various items of evidence were sent for analysis. 2 of those items returned evidentiary results. Now, these are items that were in the backpack that was found in August of 2001. One of the samples belonged to Russell Bradley Underhill. Another sample belonged to a hereditary family member of suspects, Roy Lee Deadman and Connie Elliott Deadman. Now, we're going to scroll down to this paragraph right here that says laboratory analysis of collected DNA samples indicated the likelihood that the hair stem sample from Asha Degree's undershirt, it doesn't say it was that New Kids on the Block shirt, it says undershirt, is a person genetically identical to the DNA standard collected from Anna Lee Victoria Deadman Ramirez. So we first hear that it was DNA that was a hereditary match to Connie and Roy. We don't hear that it was Anna Lee. We hear that it was a hereditary match to Connie and Roy. So my thought is, and I hope I can relay this coherently and clearly, if it was Anna Lee that had done that DNA test, they would have already had her DNA on file. And so they wouldn't have said it was a hereditary member of Roy and Connie. They would have said it was a match to Anna Lee Deadman. Does that make sense? Thank you, Susan. Does that make sense to anybody besides me? Nobody? I just think if they had Anna Lee's DNA from a DNA test, 23andMe or Ancestry or whatever, then it wouldn't have said it was a hereditary match to the parents. It would have said it's a match to Anna Lee Deadman. So I question that. Now, could it have been that another sibling did the DNA test? Yes. I do not personally think that it was Anna Lee because of the way that all of that's worded. That's my opinion. That nobody asked for. But people in the comments were saying, and I thought this was a very good point, but one of the commenters said that they thought that Lizzie could have possibly been saying, I did this, or what was she? I caused this. that could have meant that Lizzie was the one that did the DNA test, which allowed them to link the hair to the Deadmans. And I was like, that's a really good point. Maybe that's what she meant by I caused this. And then people were saying, no, it was Anna Lee that did the 23andMe. And then today when I was reading this, I think this is like what is this? The search warrant application. And I read that. I was like, it doesn't sound like it was Anna Lee to me. It sounds like they matched it to Roy and Connie, a hereditary family member of Roy and Connie, but not to Anna Lee. And if it had been her DNA, it would have been matched to her. So possibly it could have been that Lizzie did a 23andMe or an ancestry kit. And maybe that's why she says I caused this. Yes, Lopez. The car does have a dent in it. Yep. Just reading those text messages going in my mind, and this is my opinion, let me make this abundantly clear. I think Connie and Roy have been named as suspects, but none of the girls have been named officially as suspects. No one has been charged. I'm not accusing anyone. Law enforcement has made it pretty clear. And I can't remember exactly what the statement was, but it's in this search warrant application. It says basically that they believe that she was the victim of a homicide with her body concealed, and that due to the ages of the Deadman girls at the time that Asha disappeared, that they believe that adult assistance from Roy Deadman or Connie Deadman would have been necessary in the execution and or concealment of the crime. So basically, law enforcement is saying they think that they're involved. Reading those text messages, I just kept going back and forth. Like, I would read, a few of them, and I would think, okay, well, something happened with Lizzie, and Lizzie's the one that's responsible for this. And then I would read something else, and they're concerned about Dad and what Dad says, and that Dad's going to be a huge suspect in this and that. I'm like, this kind of sounds like maybe Roy is the one that did whatever was done. These are my opinions. This is just a discussion. But then when the commenter on my TikTok said maybe Lizzie did the DNA test that linked them, and maybe that's why she's saying I caused this, I'm like, that's a really good point. Maybe so. Lopez. I think if her remains were in the house when they executed the search warrant, I think we would know that. I mean, we would know that. I think we would have already seen charges back in September. And then somebody commented something about the guy that came forward claiming that he heard her say, I killed Asha Degree. I can't remember what it was. It was something to do with Lizzie, and that maybe she did something, said something, whatever, because he came forward, but he did not come forward until after all of that. So I can't remember what it was. I'm sorry, guys. I'll have to look up, and the Deadman did have a farm. I don't know. It's just really strange. It's all really strange. So those are my thoughts on it. I keep thinking Lopez that it's kind of like I would have already thought it would have happened by now. Lopez is saying one of the sisters should come forward. And honestly, when I read those text messages last week, and then I heard the students that had told, I've seen parents comment, and my child was a student, and they saw the FBI escort her away from the school. I've had teachers, coworkers of hers message me and be like, hey, my student said that they saw the FBI come in and they escorted her from the school. And, they had no clue that she was involved in any of this until the students told the other teachers and they searched her name and they're like, well, holy shit. The youngest has been very silent. I think that's probably for a couple of reasons. I mean, she was 13 at the time. And there's always one smarter than the other. And I don't mean that in any way, but they need to come forward if they have any responsibility. It's my opinion that they do. But I also I believe the youngest probably has knowledge. I don't think whatever happened, she was involved with. That's my opinion. But I think she has knowledge. That's also my opinion. You think the youngest will come forward? How can you not? After those text messages, how can you not come forward? Like, come on. You're going to really seriously wait until there is enough evidence to charge you, and then all of your ability to leverage anything is going to be gone. Yeah, I agree, Lopez. I think there definitely are some dark secrets in that family. That is also my opinion. Everything I'm saying is my opinion. I agree 100%. And I looked that house up again today. I looked it up back when they were having the search. But I was trying to see, because someone asked the other night if the car was buried, I think, and the car was not buried. It looks like it was kind of tucked behind like a fence, some other junk. Like there's a photo of it. So I tried to look up the address today, which is so weird because in this affidavit or this application for the search warrant, it does say 601. Remember last night I said 621 Cherryville Road, and then I was like, no, that's wrong. It says it's 601. Well, 621 is the address where the house actually is, because I was looking it up today and I'm like, it's 621. I'll show you guys. This is it. Okay. Let me share my screen again. So this is it. And you can see in those pictures where law enforcement was, like, a lot of them were kind of parked here in this field. They were parked all along here. And then when you go to the street view, some of it's blurred. Well, it was on my phone. Maybe it's not. Yeah, it is. See that? But that's the house. You can tell that's the house that law enforcement was at. Even you can even see enough of it from this. There it is again. And that's the house that they were at. And that address is 621 Cherryville Road. But I was trying to actually like look at the property and see like what was around the property. Let's see. Y'all, how do I change my year on here? Do y'all know? Use historical imagery. Okay, let's see. Let's go back to 2022. It's so blurry. And you can't really see anything at all. All right, here's 2023. And you can see it a bit better. But it's hard to tell to know if that was like under these trees right here or like what this is. Like, what is this in the backyard? That round circular thing. Yes, they did test her DNA, Kelsey, because it was a match for her DNA. Oh. Do I think? No, I do not think so. I do not think that she's the one that did the ancestry of the 23andMe. And I can explain again why I don't think that she was, if you want me to. That's my own opinion, just based off of the fact that what they said in this article. Let me zoom in because my eyes are blind. Where it says right here, one sample belonged to Russell Bradley Underhill and another sample belonged to a hereditary family member of suspects Roy Lee and Connie Elliott Dedman. So my belief is, okay, so then it come down here and it says lab analysis indicates the likelihood that the hair stem sample came from Annalee Dedman. All right. So I believe, this is my belief, that this first part where it said the hereditary family member, if it was Annalee that had done that test and they had Annalee's DNA to begin with, that sentence about it being a hereditary family member would not have been in there. It would have been like the DNA is a match to Annalee Dedman, just like it said the DNA is a match to Russell Underhill. So that is my opinion. I do not think that it was Annalee. And we don't even know for a fact that that's how they got the DNA. That's all been speculation, and it was just rumor that it was Annalee that did the 23andMe. I don't think it was. That could be a dirty above the ground pool. Get a 2024. How can I? Thunder Horse, if you'll go to my YouTube, it's linked in my profile. So if you'll click out of this live and you go to my TikTok page, up there in my profile, there's a direct link to my YouTube. Just click on that, subscribe, just hit subscribe. Thank you, Danny. And you can see what I'm showing on the screen. You're welcome. I'm sorry I didn't see your message earlier. Do you think it was one of the three sisters? Kelsey, I just keep going back and forth. The comment or the text from Lizzie that said, I caused this, in combination with her allegedly being overheard saying, I killed Asha Degree. I initially thought probably Lizzie accidentally hit her and then freaked out and called dad and whatever happened. But the more I went through those text messages, the more I went back and forth on maybe it's dad, maybe it's Lizzie, maybe it's dad. And now when I read the comment last night on one of my videos that said, Crystal, are you answering somebody else? Or are you telling me something? Danny said I look tired. I'm actually not. Somebody commented last night, sorry, I'm so ADHD, that they thought that Lizzie saying I caused this could mean that Lizzie was the one that did the DNA test. And then somebody responded and said, no, it was Annalee that did it. And I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I did hear it was Annalee. Like I actually responded to that in the comments. And then today when I was reading through this document, because last night when I did the live on Asha's case, I had not read this document in its entirety, but I did that today. And when I came to that part, I was like, this does not sound like they had Annalee's DNA to me. So I think it's possible, in my opinion, that Lizzie could have meant that I caused this, meaning she was the one that did a DNA test that linked them. Hey, Thunder Horse. Crystal, I'm not saying that one wasn't done. I'm saying I don't think it was Annalee that did it. because this specifically says lens the bends. I think maybe if they give permission to make it public, I think you can. But I'm not sure. I've never done one. All right. So the reason I'm saying that is this specifically says that one sample belonged to Russell Underhill. If they already had Annalee's DNA, then the next sentence would say, and the other sample belonged to Annalee Dedman. And it does not say that. It says, another sample belonged to a hereditary family member of suspects Roy and Connie. So if they already had Annalee's DNA from this test, and they also say too that they used genealogical data and narrowed the samples down to 2 individuals. Okay, so they narrowed the sample down to 2 individuals. One was Russell Underhill, period. The end. That's the end of that sentence. One sample belonged to Russell Bradley Underhill. The other one was a match to someone who is related to Roy and Connie. It does not say another sample belonged to Annalee Dedman. It says a hereditary family member of Roy and Connie. I do not think that it was Annalee that did the test. That is my opinion. And I will die on that hill. Good night, Amy. Oh, Love Your Life, Morgan. I don't think I know about the book they were reading. Oh my gosh, Brooklyn, that would tear me up. Yeah, Lens the Bends. I'm going back and forth on it. Seriously. Initially I thought when I read that Lizzie said I caused this, I was like, oh, there we go. There's a confession. I don't necessarily think that now. It seems pretty clear to me, in my opinion, that clearly they have knowledge of whatever happened. They have knowledge of that. That is my opinion. But I'm not sure. No, EKG, I'm not. CJJ. We're just talking about Asha. Asha degree. And a lot of people were speculating that. Did I know that? I think I did know that, Morgan, and I forgot that they were reading that book. Lens, that is quite possible. That is quite possible. So, I'm sorry. I'm trying to give a recap. Someone in the comments said that they thought that the DNA matched one of the sisters because that sister had done a 23andMe, but I don't think that, and I'm just explaining why I don't think that. This whole live video will be on my YouTube after I get off. So if you want updates on anything, I've talked about several different cases tonight. So if you will go subscribe to my YouTube, it's in my profile here on TikTok. I'm actually live on YouTube right now, guys. You can see everything over here. You can see what documents I'm looking at when I share my screen and look at the map. You can see all of that over here on YouTube. So go to my profile, click my YouTube link, and come subscribe to my page over here. Kelsey, Lizzie is the oldest. She was 16 at the time. Sarah is the middle one. She was 15 at the time. And the baby, she was 13 at the time, is Annalee. So Lizzie, Sarah, Annalee. Lizzie moved to Texas. Sarah still lives there in Shelby. And Annalee, I think, lives in Charlotte, maybe. Underhill is not married. We've all had suspicions in Cleveland County. I was in a class with Asha in elementary school. Oh my gosh. So what, EKG, if you don't mind, share your I really wish y'all would come join me over here on my YouTube. It's so much better. I feel like the chat's more organized. The chat is not obscuring me. The chat is not obscuring what I'm showing on the screen. My YouTube is linked in my profile on my TikTok, guys, if y'all want to come over and join. But if not, it's fine. I'll still talk to you guys over here too. It's just I'm kind of liking it over here on YouTube a little bit. What are the suspicions that y'all have had, EKG? Yeah, I can imagine. She said, just for y'all on YouTube, she said, it's sad. We're definitely ready for answers. It's been 25 years. Someone in my comments said, gosh, and I was going to actually like do a screenshot of that and I forgot, but somebody said something like, basically that they didn't think like if any of the girls were responsible, that they didn't think that they really needed to be punished for it. Like, I'm sorry, what? What? Okay. I mean, if it was an accident at the time, and this is a hypothetical discussion, okay? This is a hypothetical discussion. Again, no one has been charged. If it was an accident at the time and you come forward with the information, then okay, maybe I could see that. But if you kept a secret for 25 years and you've concealed the death of a child, a child in this case, yeah, you deserve to be punished. Hell yes, you do. Hit and run, Deadmans are covering. These are comments I'm reading, guys. Hit and run, Deadmans are covering it up for sure. The green card was a huge win for us with this case. Yes. I don't understand why they didn't release the green card information a long time ago. The Deadmans have a huge reputation to uphold here. They own most of Cleveland County, is what EKG says. Yeah, Leslie, somebody commented that on my TikTok, and I'm like, hold up just a minute here. Like, I know good people make bad decisions all the time, but when you continue to make a bad decision for 25 years, whoever did this, not saying it's them, whomever is responsible, yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, I have my own suspicions. That's exactly right, Thunder Horse. And I'm a very like I try to give a lot of grace, and in a lot of situations, feel like I do. Um, y'all probably don't believe that, but I actually do. But yeah, no, yeah, no. Yes, the green car also. Yes, the green car had damage on the front. Yes. Uh huh. Yeah. Yeah. I am a little shocked that no one has talked yet. Like, this is not going away. This is not going away. And Lizzie said in her text messages, um, it's not going away. It's not going away. Let's be honest. Let's do the right thing. And whatever Sarah was talking about, maybe we should have just let you do what you wanted to do a long time ago. Yeah, it's time for that. It's time for that. If there was a patient of nursing home, the vehicle really could lose his license for a nursing home. Catherine, yes. And I have my own opinions on that. Honestly, I really was not familiar. There, we're talking about the Lee Ochi case now. That's one from Mississippi. I didn't really know much about that case until they were doing the search, 2-3 weeks ago. And I have my own opinions. Morgan, how long do you think it's gonna take them to do the testing on this green car? I mean, they've had it for almost 6 months. It'll be 6 months next month. How long does it take for them to process that? What do you think about that, Catherine? Somebody better be talking and working out some kind of a plea deal, because if the longer you wait, the worse it's gonna be. And it's not going away, I can promise you that. Mhm, mhm. Alright, guys, I think I've stayed on longer than oh, no, it's look, I'm right at 9 almost right at 9:30. Alright, for you guys on TikTok, if y'all have not subscribed, thank you for the follow, EKG. If y'all have not subscribed to my YouTube, please click in my profile and click on my YouTube link. It's at the top of my profile. It should be like underneath my email. And go subscribe to my YouTube. That does not mean that it costs you any money. That is just the word that YouTube uses for follow. I've gotten to where I go live over here because it's just better. I can share my screen. I can share my Google Slides, which can be pictures. It can be documents. Um, I can pull stuff up on my second computer screen. I can share it to the screen that you guys see on the live. I can make myself really small, and the chat is not messing up the screen that you're looking at. Thank you for the follow, Monica. So, y'all go click the link to my YouTube and my TikTok profile and come subscribe to my YouTube. Everyone that's in here says it's better. They're saying that it doesn't lag, that I sound better, it looks better. It's better. Right, YouTube crew? And I'm probably going to get to a point to where I'm mostly doing all of my lives over here on YT, just because things are a little bit better. Thank you for saying that, EKG. Thank you for the follow, Diana. They're all saying yes. Y'all need to come over. So go hit subscribe. Also, what I can do on YouTube that I cannot do on TikTok, because if I post, well, first of all, I can't post one of my live videos because it's too long. It's too long for me to post on TikTok. I can't do that. But even if I did a live on TikTok that was 10 minutes long, then I can't post the live to TikTok, because then TikTok says that it's unoriginal content and I get a violation for it. On YouTube, as soon as I get done, I can immediately publish this entire recording to my YouTube channel. Thank you, JL Vand, whatever you are, whoever you are. I appreciate that so much. So it's really cool because after we're done, then you can actually watch the whole live. So if you came in late, you can go to YouTube. You can watch the live I did last night, which is like basically the entire story of Asha's case from the very beginning to what we know now. And then when I get done with this live, I'm going to end it and I'll publish it to my channel. And then you can go watch the whole thing and see everything we talked about. I can't do that on TikTok. Just saying. All right, I am getting off. Very familiar with the case. Ashley, I'm just getting off, but if you want to watch the live, my YouTube is linked in my profile here, and you can go subscribe and you can see, you can watch it. Thunder Horse, yes, it is better. It is better. Everyone over here on YouTube likes it so much better. It's easier for me. It's better for everybody. It's just a better experience altogether. All right, I'm hopping off. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate every one of you guys. And as soon as I have updates on the body that was found in North Carolina, I will definitely be making a video to update. Okay. All right. Good night, TikTok. And good night, YouTube.